but as currently you are a student of BCom in Maharaja Chhatrasat University. So, what was your objective? That why did you select BCom or especially economics as your undergraduation subject?
first uh, first teachers ask from students who are not attentive in the class, then they turned question to me and asked to me that Ritik will answer now. Listen to Ritik, how Ritik answers, how Ritik writes in examination. And they also used to show my notebooks in the class, my exam copies, how writing skill works, and how.
According to you, which department has the most amount of facilities, or if you compare your department with others, then do you often see that there are or the administration often gives importance or gives much facilities to other departments? So hello everyone, and welcome back on our channel. So today, continuing our last video, we have another candidate who has scored rank 1 in his BCom examination, and is a student of Maharaja Chhatrasal University. First of all, I would like to welcome him. Welcome Ritik on our channel.
Hello Shubham, how are you?
I'm good, very good. And today we'll be asking a few questions from him. And before we start our interview or our little talk with our friend, I would like to give him a chance to introduce himself. Most of my audience, as you already might know Ritik, but still there are a few people who would like to know who he is and what he is studying currently. So, Ritik, can you please introduce yourself to my audience?
Yeah, sure.
You can tell anything that you want about yourself.
Okay, first of all, I would like to thank you for inviting me on your channel to give my suggestions for other students. I would like to introduce myself. My name is Ritik Jain and I am pursuing BCom from Maharaja College, Chhatarpur, and this is my final year. And I have scored rank 1 with 85.75 percentage in second year, and I have completed my schooling from Kendra Vidyalaya, Chhatarpur, and we can move further now.
That's nice. I think since Ritik, I know you from a very long time, almost 4 to 5 years. And when we used to hang around in our coaching, we used to talk a lot about economics, about your future studies, that you wanted to become a CA, or there are other objectives were there. But as currently you are a student of BCom in Maharaja Chhatrasat University, so what was your objective? That why did you select BCom or especially economics as your undergraduation subject?
Yes, since my 11th class, I have keen interest in economics because I will like to give credit to my economics teacher, S.K. Ricer. He used to teach us in a very interesting way, and that's create my interest in economics. And since I'm in my 11th class, I like to have interest and debate over contemporary issues of economy. And I have since we all know that CBSE has a prescribed syllabus, you need to study that and you will get good marks. But apart from that syllabus, I have several curiosities that I used to solve with my teacher, so that's create my economic interest. So then I have opted for BCom, and there are several options like BCom computers, BCom economics, and BCom accountancy. Then I have opted for BCom economics.
So in your recent exam, you have scored rank 1. So what is the kind of feeling that whenever you score rank, even though it is a university examination, it is not any sort of competition or but still you are the student who scored most amount of marks. So how do you feel to be a rank 1 in your college?
Look, it's very obvious that when you are rank 1, it feels very great and awesome. You are proud of you that you have scored top marks. Last year, what happened? I have just missed rank 1 by 7 marks. I don't know where I have lagged. Probably these are writing skills where I have lagged and lose 7 marks. So then I have decided that this year I will pay attention on my writing skills and I have to score rank 1. So it always feels great.
Is there any change in your friends or in your other students of your class that they think that now you are rank one? So are they ever, in my recent talk with Shubha also,
Uh,
I have asked this question to him also, that is there any change happens in between your friends or among the groups, that they treat you like a person who knows everything or who should have more information than others? Is there any change regarding this?
Yes, I will answer. First of all, I want to tell you most of my friends are very happy with my result and they always expect me to be a topper of class. And I'm a regular student in my class. My teachers, my friends, all of them treats me like I know everything. First teachers ask from students who are not attentive in the class. Then they turned question to me and asked to me that Ritik will answer now. Listen to Ritik, how Ritik answers, how Ritik writes in examination, and they also used to show my notebooks in the class, my exam copies, how writing skill works, and how I used to pace my answer, what should be the length of the answer, 2 marks, 5 markers. And my friends always they give me respect that I am a topper of class, and whenever they feel any sort of problem regarding studies or anything else, they ask me and have suggestions, have advice me.
I'm very happy to listen that everyone is looking forward to you in your class, and in your teachers are also very happy that they got such a student who's very sincere and very good with the studies. Most of the time, it happens that there is a ideology among the students, that students or among the overall genre, that the students of BCom or commerce, they are not as attentive, or they are not as interesting, as good in studies, or as enjoyable in studies as compared to science students. But you are being an exception, and you are creating a particular scenario where there everyone is required, or everyone is willing to give their best. So that's really nice to hear. My next question is regarding the same, that how do you see, or what is the kind of environment you are getting in your college? Like you are a student of Maharaja Chhatrasal University, and that university has affiliation for many colleges. Like there is a college in my hometown, Khorai, that is also affiliated to the same university. I don't have any specific names about other universities. I think I remember there is Jivaji Rao University in Gwalior that also
Yeah,
have
yeah.
same subjects. So, according to you, what kind of differences, or what kind of changes you see between your university and these other universities who are situated in other colleges, other places?
Firstly, you have asked me about the atmosphere in my college. So I want to tell you that in colleges you have to be self-motivated because the environment is very casual. Everyone is here to make fun and everyone is here to enjoy their life. Those who have studied in their schools, now they are in colleges to have the fun of their life. So you have to be self-motivated in the colleges, and sometimes what happens, other students are not willing to attend the classes, they are not willing to be regular in classes. Sometimes you have to be stand first and you have to ask teachers to come to their classes, because what happens in colleges, the teachers as well as students, they do not have such inner insight to teach students, and students do not have inner insights to learn new things. So you have to be self motivated in the colleges, and you must know that each second, each class is important for your development. And to be regular in college is a real worth, because whatever came in your examination will be based on what is taught in class. So those who thinks that in colleges you need not to go daily, they are in a big loss, because in class it is taught that how you have to write answers in exam, how you have to present answers in exam. I will give you one example. My cost teacher BK Agarwal sir has asked us to write headings with red pen, and no one knows that who are not attending the class. Otherwise, he will give 0 marks, because it's the rule in cost accounting that you have to write some heads with red pen. So these are the important things, that you have to attend the classes regularly. And second question you have asked me, what's the difference between your university and other big universities? So there the difference lies in students, in teachers, and the big difference lies in atmosphere. In like the Jivaji University you have mentioned, the students of such universities are motivated and they have came there while giving a specific exam, so they are motivated from starting that they are here to learn, they are here to, so there the difference lies. And in our college, one disadvantage is that after the, one second, sorry, uh, in our university, one disadvantage is that the students who are selected in the last and final list, they are not what they do not deserve to be there. So what they do, they do not study and they do not allow you to study and your friends to study. They do not provide you a good environment for study. They will not talk in English. They will not talk in a decent manner. So the difference lies in our university and big universities of Indore and Kolkata.
That's nice that you pointed out earlier the difference being a student of a college and being a student of a school basically changes your behavior towards exactly how you should how you should pursue your studies. In schools, we have a definite system where there we have to give exams or give tests in every 3 months, and then we go in other class. But in college, there is something like there is no other class. After your college, you have to go somewhere to work as a particular employee of that particular company, or you will you are there to do something for your future. So if you are not being serious about that, then definitely it is going to harm your upcoming life. It is going to waste your time, and definitely it affects many other factors. So there are a few very good points that you have mentioned there. My next question is regarding the same, like myself being a student of math, I have certain unspoken rules which often I would share with other upcoming new students who are my friend, and they often ask me, Bhaiya, please tell us in our 11th class or in our 12th class what we should refer, what we should exactly start our studies with. Or in the initial time of our college also, we have certain books or certain topics that you should already know about, so that it is going to help you in your examination. It is going to make you more comfortable with the particular subject that you are choosing your undergraduation in. As you're a student of BCom and you have also selected economics as your undergraduate subjects, so what would you like to share if there is a student who is completely new to BCom from his 12th perspective also, and also when he's taking admission in any college, for example Maharaja Chhattisal College, let's say, and how he should pursue that particular initial days, what kind of text he should refer. Are there any tips and tricks that you would like to share him to get started well? So if you can share some insight over that.
Okay, if you opted commerce in your after your 10th class, when you arrive in your 11th class, the whole scenario changes. Now the focus must be on concept building, not marks oriented. So do you know the importance of 11th class, why 11th class is placed before 12th? So that the student can build up their concept in 11th class irrespective of paying attention to scoring marks, and when they arrive to 12th class, they are with strong concepts, and this year they are taught how to write exam and how to learn the art of passing exam with good marks. So firstly, when you arrive to 11th class, you must have, there are several books available in market, but I'll insist you should stick to NCERT, because these books are written after much research and after much discussion. So these books are best available in market. So you must go through each and every line of NCERT books. Every line teaches you new things, and when you reach to your 12th class, you must for economics I especially insisting Sandeep Garg for class 12 students, so that they can, because 12th class NCRTs are a little difficult to understand, and the language is bit technical. So I'll ask them to read Sandeep Garg book. It is the best book available in market. And whenever answers came in your, whenever questions came in your exam, when you write the language of Sandeep Garg, it feels very standard language. And the advantage of reading that book along with NCRT is you will not only read economics, you will learn how economy works, what is economics, and it will also create a new interest in you, that how you should move to your graduation, what you should do after your 12th class, and whatever you have studied in your 11th and 12th class, all 3 years of graduation is the extension of same. In first year you will study some chapters in detail, in second year you will study another chapters in detail, in final year you will study some new things and a revision of the same. So if you pay attention in 11th and 12th class, and if you study with real attention, real attentivity, so you will not face any problem in your graduation. The whole is the extension of the same. If the foundation is clear, there is no issue in moving further.
So, Sandeep Garg, the writer is Sandeep Garg. If you are an
Yeah, yeah,
economics student, and for
yeah.
11th to 12th, we should, focus over the material given by
NCRT.
NCRT. That
Yeah,
makes
yeah.
sense. So, up till now, we have discussed about sharing or how to start being a student of 11th and 12th, about your college also. But I would like to, get back to your college. There is one more question about that. That there are other colleges I think the Chattisgarh University offers undergraduation in many other departments also. Many other subjects are there. For example, there is BCom in from which you are doing. There is botany. There is BSc, I think so. So,
Yeah,
according to you, which department has the most amount of facilities, or if you compare your department with others, then do you often
yeah,
see
yeah.
that there are or the administration often gives the importance or gives much facilities to other department compared to your department? Is there anything like that?
Yeah, firstly, I want to clear one misconception. People have a misconception that in colleges, commerce students do not study and the classes are not regular, even the professors are not regular. But here lies a contradiction. In our college, only the commerce department have the record of carrying regular classes. Other departments like BA department and BSc department, professors are not regular there, students are not regular there, and it's very difficult to conduct even one class in a week, one class in a month. So I will praise commerce department, and all the professors of commerce department are very diligent, they are very hardworking, and they are very caring also towards student. If students face any problem like ragging or teasing, so they just handle it very strictly and provides us support like our parents. So I would like to clarify that in our college, the commerce department is very best, and here you will get to learn new things. What happens in BSc and BA department? You have to do hard work. There are no regular classes. There are no regular lectures. You have to study by your own. You have to prepare your notes by your own. You have to do everything by your own. You just have to go there for giving examinations. There is no teacher support.
And in
I'm a student. I'm a student of BCom. How I came to know? With my friends. Many of my friends, which are studying with me from my 10th class, they are here. They are pursuing BSc or they are pursuing BA. They used to tell me that classes are not regular. There is no mean in coming to college.
basically it is up to the students that
Yeah,
those who are sincere students, they will offer, arrange the classes. They will go to the professor and they will ask them to ask them their doubts, and the professors the professors and the teachers will also be interested towards teaching the students who are sincere, and the whole scenario would build up. But currently you see, even though you are a sincere student and there are other sincere students in your BCom department, but due to COVID, we cannot or the college cannot cannot conduct the classes in proper manner as they used to be.
Yeah, yeah.
So how, what kind of techniques and how they are, managing classes in the current time, when there is lockdown, when there is no college opening, but and you have to teach students in the home. So how the college is managing that?
Yeah, the college is making use of digital technology. Like they are using apps like Google Meet and WhatsApp, Facebook, Telegram for sharing the content, and they are making the groups for every class and every stream, and they are sharing the lecture of the same and notes and instructions regarding the exams. But as we know, it's very hard to adopt digital technology. Like most of our professors are of previous era where there is no use of technology, so it's hard to use them. So what happens in our college, a computer teacher is there to help the professors taking their lectures smoothly, and whenever they feel any sort of problem, the computer guide is here to assist them. So what they are doing, they are just whatever they are teaching in the class previously, they are teaching the same in the lectures, and they are asking students to study the same, and they are giving them guidelines that you must prepare these chapters for your internal examinations. Your internal examination will be held within a month. So they are providing a good support. Even some months of this year gone wasted for students, they haven't created anything worthful, but whatever the time left with, they are making the fuller and optimum utilization of the time and technology. They are even teaching 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours to covering the syllabus in a better manner.
There are only 2 or 3 questions remaining, so I will quickly
Yeah.
finish over that. There is
Okay.
incident like few days back. I heard a news that there is some hacking happened, or there were some issues regarding the website of Maharaja Chhatrasad University. So can you have some clarify that what exactly happened there?
Yes, I have also heard the same news, but I haven't reached to the ground reality of that rumor. But I came to know that our website of our college hacked, and someone posted anything which is not legible to be posted on the website, and they are not righted to post something. So this issue is resolved by this issue has reached top level in Bhopal, and then the resolutions are made in the websites, and some software, some servers data has been transferred to another server, and good software is used to protect the same. And they also ensured that a cyber cell of our Madhya Pradesh also ensured that in future these such kind of activities will not happen.
Yeah, because in our
Yeah,
classes there were few students discussing that you can easily get the data of various students by just typing their name, and you can
yeah,
have
yeah, yeah.
various data. So they should be work regarding this. And as you have already said, that was my motive to know that the college is sincere enough towards this thing, and they are working towards that, or not. So coming to our second last question, that yes, you want to say something?
I would like to clarify one thing also.
Yes.
What one of the disadvantages in our website is that anyone can type any roll number and click to submit button, and they will get the complete information about the
Yeah,
student,
yeah, about the
about their
same.
10th class. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is I think must be replaced by student ID, and even every student has a different password. What they have done, they have set a common password for everyone,
Hmm.
so that anyone can use anyone's result, anyone's achievement, anyone's percentage, anyone's personal details, address information, Aadhaar card details,
Hmm.
everything. So this must be replaced by unique student ID system. And as far as I am concerned, in our new education policy, which has to be implemented from 2021, they will arrange a unique student ID for every student of our college. So these problems will be sorted out.
Definitely, and I hope that your college administration is working to improve the same. Now, coming to our second last question, apart of your college studies, like you are studying for your college for your BCom. Is there any competitive examination you are preparing for?
Yeah, when I am telling you from starting, when I am in my school, I have an aim to clear UPSC exam. I want to become an IAS officer. But when I reached to my graduation, I realized that being in Chhatarpur and preparing for exams like IAS is not possible because it requires a good amount of study, good amount of study hours, and good amount of coaching material. So then I have decided that I am not 21 years old now. So I should opt for such examination that permits me after 18 years. So then I have realized, and I have some interest in mathematics also. So I have opted for SSC CGL examination, and I am preparing for it now, right now. And in 2021, in the month of May, SSC has notified that there will be an examination. So I will be eligible for that. So I will try to give the examination.
Definitely, and we would like to, I would like to send my best wishes to you that you should be able to clear that exam and score again rank one in your final semester of your class, so that we can again, bring you to our channel to have a little bit of discussion. Now coming up in the end segment of our little sort of interview, you can say if you want to. If there is anything that you would like to share with the students, or if there is anything in your mind that you want to share, then please.
Yeah, I want to, first of all, I want to give the students message that from your ninth class, every student must be serious about their studies, and they should pay attention on how study functions. Actually, what's the problem with our society? Students do not know why do we study, why we are studying. They just consider that studying is a part of giving examination. Which is a wrong conception. They must understand everything from their sixth class. They must know each and everything what is taught to them, what is taught in class. Because when I am preparing for SSC CGL examination, I realized that everything which you have studied from your sixth class is asked in general awareness section, and whatever you will study in your 11th and 12th higher secondary classes, this will prove to be fruitful in your graduation. So why not we should pay attention very initially, at very tender age. We must pay attention on our studies, and along with that we must develop within self. We must find what's the talent is hidden inside us, why we are born, what we can do with our abilities. So that's all.
That is very nice. Like basic concepts from class 6 to class 12, and they exactly
Must be clear.
they help us a lot. That is not only with our BCom, it is basically related with every other subject, if you know.
Yeah.
That is very nice. And lastly, I would like to thank you for your time, for this little talk. And I hope so in future, when you will clear your SSCGL, or when in your next semester when you will again score rank 1 or rank 2, we will definitely happy to have you on our channel, so that other students who are of various other streams, like they are aiming for BCom, or they are aiming for any other particular course also, can have some insights, or can have some help from the toppers of various colleges, as one of them is you. So I would like to thank you for giving your time, and thank you. Yes.
I would like to say something. I love this initiative that you have taken, interview with a topper or interview, because what happens, these things boost the motivation. Like you also feel very delighted after taking interview, that you have taken the interview, and the way you have asked question, and the way you supported me throughout the interview is awesome. So thank you so much.
Pleasure is mine that you are here on our channel. I was actually planning to do this interview way back, but due to because I didn't have any devices and all, that's why I was unable to contact with those students whom I used to be in the class, and one of them is you. Recently we have finished our interview with Shubha, and hope so there are many other many other good students among which we used to hang around in our coaching. So I hope that we will get in touch with those students as well. So,
Yeah, and it's also my duty now to turn many candidates to your channel and to your interview segment. So I will definitely support and give you the names so you can contact those students who are willing to give interview or those who have achieved something in their respective fields.
Definitely, so that everyone is benefited. I
Yeah,
I I definitely
right.
learn a lot by talking to you guys and my audience. Of course, there is few audience, but definitely there are few students who will help. This particular whole interview will be helpful for them to know more about that particular subject. So, lastly, I would like to thank you again and thank you for everyone who is watching the video. And I hope so you have enjoyed this particular little section with our friend Ritik. And thank you for watching. I hope I will see you around in our next videos. Bye bye.
Bye. Thank you so much. Bye.